Boom. Happy Sunday. What Sunday is it? It's Easter. Happy Easter to everybody, all my North American friends and wherever you are watching from. Big happy Easter. Man, I got so much chocolate from my mother-in-law and my mom and everything. It's crazy. So I hope everybody's having a good one. Shout outs to FaceTime. He's in the chat. He's ready to go. I don't think I'll be messing any names up or anything that he can make fun of me for in this little bit while he's here. So that's Newbie 1, face 0 so far. But anyway, like I said, happy Easter. I am pleased to be joined by my man from the province next door, Mr. Blue Pill. And he says, Newbie, it's red pill, it's red pill. But the man is always wearing blue, so it throws me off. Let's bring him in. It is Mr. Hyper. What's up, man?
It's not even. I think it's like turquoise. I don't know, but whatever.
Dude, it just throws me off, man. And then I'm wearing blue, so it throws me off.
And listen, shout out to Face for being able to play hooky for a bit from work to catch us on the stream.
Yes.
I don't know. There's clearly one free bathroom stall that he was able to check in on.
So yeah, big shout outs to Face, man. Big shout out to everybody. I know it's Easter. I know a lot of people are having dinner with their families and things like that. I know I rushed from work, did my family stuff, and then basically rushed here. So I appreciate everybody joining. Man, 17 degrees. I got to say, there's a positive and a negative today. Today was 17 degrees Celsius. That's hot. I burned a little bit. That was the good news. It was beautiful out. The bad news, we are back on lockdown. Another 4 weeks.
Yeah, I heard.
This is getting crazy now. So yeah, I guess this is life right now. But hey, it is what it is. We go with the punches. Fascinating show we got planned for today, guys. You know how we do. New comic book day, comic news. We'll talk a little bit about Winter Soldier, and then we'll do the spec. We have an announcement for Tuesday's show. It's going to be moved, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, man, let's get started. Let's bring in our friends, who support the channel. So we got Big B Comics. You guys know they got 3 stores, one in Barrie, one in Hamilton. I rep the one in Niagara Falls because that's the closest one to me. Big shout out to them. Make sure you guys go check out their Facebook, Instagram, their eBay. All 3 stores have the same one. So if they have good deals on some books, you know where to find them. Next up, we've got my man, Bleecker Street Comics, $10 a press, $5 a clean. He's been pressing some big books, ASM 129. He's doing my Hulk 181. A lot of stuff. Go check out the website. About 3,000 comics on there. Big shout outs to him. He's doing that flea market stuff. He's got a booth. He's having a lot of success lately. So big shout outs to him.
Wait, hold up. Is a lockdown going to affect this whole flea market thing?
No, because they can have like 25% capacity in places. So yeah, I know he was there today. And he was making a killing. So big shout outs to him, man. I love seeing the local guys, especially this guy, get some success and, some acknowledgement out here in the community. So big congrats to him. Next up, we got my buddy Derek at Shape State Creative. Sorry, wow. And I haven't even had a sip of my beer yet.
Listen, it's a long weekend. I'm gonna let a lot of things slide. And plus, Face is not here to tag team with me. So,
you guys need a logo. You guys need an intro. You guys need anything for a YouTube channel. This is the man to go see. Tell him Newbie sent you. I don't know if he'll give you 10% off, but guess what? I know someone who will give you 10% off. Mutant Beaver Comics. Use code word Newbie10. They'll give you 10% off if you're from Xandar, Antarctica, Mars, wherever, any place that Ancient Alien show said exists, wherever you are, they will ship. They'll find a way. So make sure you guys go check them out. They're local, or not local, but they are here in Canada. So, me and Hyper have to rep that. Boom. Now we got all that out of the way. Let's say hello to some people. Let's get the show started. And let's crack the beers. Or in this case, let's crack the beer because I know you're not drinking, but Star Wars Fiend gets the gold medal. Our good friend Face gets the silver medal. What's going
That
on?
bathroom stall is still occupied, I see.
Tim, just can't wait for Newbie's Dynamite reviews. Keeps me. Yo, I gotta get that segment sponsored by something, or like Dynamite's review of the week, brought to you by Hooters or something, just something creative like
Brought
that.
to you by Brazzer or something.
Yeah, or Brazzer. Maybe I'll make some emails or something. Who knows? Dan, what's going on, man? I can't start until Newbie cracks his beer. Boom. Cheers, brother. He posted his Tales of Suspense 39.
I saw that. It's the non-newbie edition.
Yeah, the non-newbie edition. So I was really happy for him, but at the same time I'm like, so it is what it is. We got Reno's Comics in here, another local guy. Comics Talk Weekly. What's up? Bricks, another Canadian. PSA Cards, 777. Guy Forge. If you guys don't know where Guy Forge rocks it, he rocks it on Pressable Defects. Come on, you guys already know. Go sub, go check it out. Great stuff on there. FaceTime again. He's all over the place. Uncanny. What's going on, man? Vincent. Hey, check out Vincent, man. He's been messaging me lately, things he posts and things like that. Super appreciative. Go check the guy out. Very knowledgeable. He's got a lot of good stuff. So make sure you guys go check it out. VK, what is going on? Kev, what's happening, man? You guys already know Kev's got 2 channels. Make sure you guys go sub it. Make sure you guys go support it. Power Pack's in here.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, let's get rocking. RP, Marvel, and there's gonna be more, but no means no, Newbie. Jesus.
That sounds aggressive.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's from, but
No. He's talking about Dan's Iron Man slab.
Oh, yeah, of course. So yeah, so guys, you know how we do. We're gonna kick it off with New Comic Book Day. I will be honest, this week, I have no idea what's going on. So a lot of books, I've just been crazy busy. Life happens right now. Working like 24-hour shifts and things like that. So I'm actually a little behind on the new comic book stuff. So we're going to find out together. But you guys know how we roll. New Comic Book Day, comic news. We have a good time with that. And then we go spec. So, the rules. Keep your beer at least half full until the end and keep your popcorn warm. So with that said.
Oh, we just got to give one more shout out to Carlos, who's joining us for the first time in the live chat.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dan, Newbie, I had to get your bag for your April Fool's. Dude, I was on big shout out.
What's April Fool's?
So I posted something that was done up from CGC saying that they were canceling everything.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah.
And what's funny is I was on Tales of Flipside's CBSI Top 10 on Friday, and Brian was going on about, yeah, man, and there was this guy, somebody posted something about CGC keep it, and I was just dying laughing. He goes, Newbie, why are you laughing? I go, oh, that was me. And he was like, oh, God damn. So, yeah, I know there was a few people that didn't realize that it was a joke, and the last words of that were, I think there was a hashtag April Fools or whatever. So I did get a few people. Some people lost it, but hey, let's have fun, guys. It's April Fools. So
well, the thing is, I mean, you're half right in a sense that PSA, I know, apparently stops accepting submissions on their cards because they're backed up on their end. So that's why I guess your little ruse kind of had some people talking because they figured, okay, it could happen to CGC as well. So
I had so many. I had Journo, Dan. Who else did I have? I had Comic Head. I had a bunch of people, man. Steve. There was a bunch of them that were like, "Yo, is this real?" So
yeah,
hey, it was a nice day.
There's certain jokes that when you pull, you'll get people panic.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it was funny because the April Fool's thing wasn't until the last 2 words of the thing, so you could tell people just read the first sentence and then they were like, "Oh, what?" And they just lost it. So
okay,
but hey, we gotta have some fun sometimes, guys. Come on. So yeah, so we're gonna go into New Comic Book Day. like I said, news. Then we're probably going to get one of those classic, man, fuck that guy, John Walker, tangents from me. And then we'll get into the news. So when we get into the Winter Soldier stuff and news, if you guys haven't seen the episode, don't worry. We will put something in. We'll bring it up saying, hey, spoilers ahead and things like that. But, all right, let's get started. New comic book day. I'm actually pretty pumped because I don't know what's on here.
Okay, I got a chance to read it like a bit before, so we won't completely be in the dark.
You're gonna carry us today. You're gonna carry us. All right.
Okay, then we're screwed. But we'll let's see.
All right. First up, we got Bliss number 6. Gotta be honest with you guys, I don't remember talking about this previous 5 issues.
And we're off to a good start because I don't either. So.
Wow. Okay.
So it's out there, guys. This is issue 6. So by my deduction, there's been 5 issues before that. So yeah, that's Bliss.
Just getting a few guys that just came in. T-Bone, Big Lion Cat, Phil. What's going on, guys? FaceTime. Yeah, Jesus, you guys are well prepared. Hey, man, sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. This is one of those that we're not.
Shouldn't you be back at work at this point? Like, what is he still doing here?
We've got 4 covers, and I'm assuming that there might be a little bit more, but we got Commanders in Crisis number 7. Kind of nearing the end, right? There's only 12 issues. I haven't really been on this series. I don't own one. I haven't read it. I don't know anything about it.
No, I mean, I think Face. I don't know if he started and dropped off or he's still continuing, but yeah, I haven't been on this one either. It's another. It's like a multiversal superhero thing that Image is doing. So yeah, there's that. And like you said, we're almost halfway through the series. So yeah, it's out there.
An Alien on YouTube. What's going on, man? I don't think I've ever seen you on here. So thanks for stopping by. I do believe in aliens, so that's kind of crazy. Bricks is calling me out on this. He's saying you did do Bliss before. So, okay. So you know what? I might have to do one of those like games where like a book that I bring up, if I say that I don't remember it, I maybe like take a sip or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's sometimes it bites me in the ass when I say that because some people will be like, dude, you talked about it, or like I'm on it and you talked about it, or we talked, and it's just like
the thing is with so much new issues and series coming out every week, it's kind of hard to keep track of what you were talking about the previous weeks or so.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, right? There's so many books, right? It depends on what day it is, right? Like Friday, Saturday, it basically is Falcon, Captain America, Winter Soldier stuff, and then
and Invisible.
Yeah, and then yeah. So yeah, it's just crazy, but hey, it is what it is, guys. What's going on, Swaggle House? What is going on? You guys don't know who he is. Make sure you guys go sub him up. He's doing some great stuff.
Good content, yeah.
Yep, good content, and he has an Iron Man 1, so he's good in my books. All right, Commander in Crisis. Yeah, so we got a few covers. This is the one that came out a few weeks ago, and I believe Face was really not big on it, but he said he was going to be checking it out. But we got Deep Beyond number 3. It's a little crazy that we're already on number 3. I just feel like this one just came out.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, this is again another one that I'm not picking up. But for those that have been picking it up, their opinion seems to be that this almost feels like one of those titles that almost has like a movie or TV show potential because it has like I guess that horror element to it, and apparently it reads very well. So it's getting some good reviews from the guys that I've spoken to regarding this. So
yeah, and our boy Face is saying that it's been decent so far. I remember he was very high on it. He had a lot of good things to say about it. So I can guarantee you he's probably picking it up.
Yeah, among everything else.
I mean, he picks up more books than us, right? So, all right. So we got what? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 covers of it. Probably more. I will say this. This one right here, I really like. I really like that cover.
Yeah, it's very detailed. The artist I'm not too familiar with Kim Jung. Yeah, I don't know him that well. So, but yeah, it's definitely I like that detailed art in the cover. So yeah, and it's a cool
I'm
cover.
not as much of a fan as that's on that sketch one, but I do like this one. This one is really nice. So if I come across it, whoa, what the fuck? Jesus, what the hell happened there?
Ghosts.
I think so. I don't know. That always happens to me, man. So yeah, so I might be picking that one up if I see it. Like I said, I don't like the sketch variant one. I usually do like the sketch variant ones, but for whatever reason, I like those weird covers. And yeah, there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of good art in that, so I might pick that one up.
Yeah.
Moving on to probably one of the bigger books.
Firepower. Yeah, it's been a decent series so far. So. Yeah, this one's on my pull. I'm a bit behind on the issues, but yeah, I'll be picking this one up. Yeah, man, this is
You
probably
collected all of them? Like you have all of them, 1 through 10 so far?
yeah. It's just been on my regular pull list, so I haven't really missed an issue yet. And this is a series where I actually went back and I ordered a few more copies of #1, just because like that's how I kind of do.
I told you.
What do you mean?
Didn't I tell you to go pick up
No,
Firepower
dude.
1?
I thought I told you.
Did you? I don't know. I got like 4. I got 4 issue ones, and I got 4 of the free comic book day ones.
Yeah, I think I have 3 free comic book days and maybe 2 or 3 of the issue #1s. I might pick up another one. Yeah, but it's just one of those series that when you read it, just like Stillwater, it's one of those ones where I went back and I grabbed a few more issues. It's just like I just have a good feeling of where this is going. Just
and
the way the characters
I'm
are
about
built
to
up.
say, I feel like Robert Kirkman fell off, I think he meant to say fell off.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a different podcast if he's talking about Robert Kirkman feeling off. I mean, that's not this show ain't about that.
Yeah, I know we're a little late, but yeah, we still try to keep it PG-13,
Yeah.
Well, if you'd open your fucking mail, newbie, I did open it. So Face is referring to he sent me a few books. A-OK. I told him that I needed a book to complete a trifecta. So I'll be dropping that video. I'll give you guys more information about that at the end of the show. So don't you worry. But yeah, I might have finished a trifecta. So that's not bad. All right. And then we have this new series.
This one, okay, so this one is probably one of my indie, I guess you could call them picks of the week, I guess.
Okay.
Just based on, first of all, who the team behind it is. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. They're the guys that did the Doomsday Clock 12-issue miniseries from DC. And Jeff Johns been involved with a lot of popular DC stuff, mainly he's the one that pretty much made Green Lantern, great again, I guess, in my opinion, especially during the New 52 era. And him coming to Image was one of those big deals because he's been like basically a DC homer for like the last few years, and I think he was even had an executive position in DC. So to see him actually do his own self-published indie title at Image I find it's a big deal. And the way the story plays out, Geiger, is basically about, it's like a radioactive, post-apocalyptic scene where one guy basically makes it out of the situation, and from what I understand, I guess it almost feels like it's going to be like a superhero origin kind of thing.
As soon as you said that, like apocalyptic stuff, like you can already tell that it's probably going to be a success. I mean, let's face it, that stuff, zombies, vampires, all that stuff, that's what sells. I mean, you see it all the time throughout time, right? Like every decade and things like that. So yeah, definitely something that I think is going to be crazy. Now, here's the thing. Previews shows 5 covers. Before I go to the covers, big shout out to Mr. Miracle Comics, fellow Canadian. He puts out a lot of good content, so make sure you guys go check it out, especially his 5 spec picks, undervalued spec picks and things like that. I'm trying to get him to do something. We're going to try to do something together. Nice. What could go wrong if you put 2 Canadians who spec on comics together? We'll see what happens, but definitely somebody that I look forward to doing something with. But if you haven't checked Mr. Miracle Comics out, make sure you guys go do. He's a good guy. So Nowhere Bound. What's going on, man? What'd you miss? Man, there's a lot. Whew. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 covers that we see. I'm assuming that we're probably going to get some cool ratios and things like that.
There is a glow in the dark cover. Like I noticed that Image is doing a lot more glow in the dark covers, and in this particular story, it kind of makes sense because radio, it's like involves radiation and all that. You figure there's got to be a glow in the dark cover. And
is this the one? Is this the glow in the dark one?
No, it's
no.
I actually pre-ordered it from my shop, but I don't think it's this one. I don't know if it actually says it on the cover, but when my retailer showed it on his previews, it showed up as glow in the dark.
Okay. Are you picking up all 3 covers? Like I'm assuming you're not going to grab the blank one.
No. I'm picking up. Rule of thumb, I always pick up cover 8 for any of these, and then I'm picking up the glow in the dark. I might grab another copy of cover 8, depending, like, just after I read it, and if I feel, I enjoy it enough, I might go back and grab another copy of cover 8. Newbie, just a note, because this issue, I guess, already sold out in print, the first print.
Yeah.
Second print is already on FOC tomorrow. So before the first print is going to hit the shelves on Wednesday, you're already getting a second print that should be, if you're interested, you got to put that in your shops before Monday.
Damn. So yeah, definitely a book I would probably recommend grabbing. Yeah, for sure. I'm probably going to grab cover A. I say that, but I'm a little behind. So I'm probably going to have to call my guys at Big B and ask them if they have any copies left over. But yeah.
And you know what? What's one thing I like about Image Comics that they've maintained? It's still a $3.99 cover price for a #1 issue.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. The only thing that I could see is, like, I get on cover A, the character seems to be right there. You don't really see him. He's in all black. And then these other two covers have what seems to be the character there, like you see him. So I don't know if that, like, if it hits, you know how, me personally, I think cameos, origins, and first cover are making a comeback. I mean, I used to collect that way, you know what I mean? And then somehow we just got into this, only first appearances and things like that. So it's just going to be interesting to see how the market dictates this one. Because, yeah, the rule of thumb is always grab cover A, right? So
yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. I mean, you do see more of the guy in cover B and even in cover C. So it might not be a bad idea to pick up. I mean, look, chances are when I get to the shop on Wednesday, most likely I'm probably, if I see it in person, I might end up grabbing all the covers except for the blank. I don't really do blank covers that much.
No, what's the point? I mean, I get it. People collect it, send it to artists, but I mean, for right now.
And and keep in mind, this is going to be. I mean, I'm sure Jeff John's done other indie work before, but I think this is going to be his first indie work in a while because he's been doing DC, for the longest time. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to try his best to make sure that this series, like, his I guess you could call it his quote unquote first impression, is going to stick. So I don't think this series is going to disappoint, in my opinion.
Well, I'm grabbing. Hopefully, I can grab two covers. So we'll see. Okay, Inkblot number 7. This is a straight pass for me. Again, when I say pass, nobody take it offensive. No disrespect to the artists, the writers, anything like that. It's just not something that myself I'm into. So for me, it's a pass. I don't know about Hyper.
No, I haven't been collecting this. I think Sparks and I think even Face may have been picking up Inkblot, but I've passed on this one.
Yeah. Noctera number 2. This has been something that a lot of people have been talking about. Well, Noctera, not Noctera number 2, but just something that's been, caught a little bit of heat after issue number 1. We're finally getting issue number 2. It's only been what, 3 weeks, something like that, not even.
Yeah, I mean, I read issue 1. I enjoyed it. I feel like, again, I'm a fan of Scott Snyder's work, so I do feel like whenever he's on any series, I usually end up picking it up. And it's almost like he's like one of those authors, like, in my opinion, like a James Tynion or Donny Cates. When I know that he's attached to a certain title, I generally pick up that issue, just like with Undiscovered Country. So I enjoyed issue 1, and issue 2 is just gonna, I guess, carry on from that. It's there was a lot going on in issue 1. Like, it wasn't a slow issue, which I like, because sometimes you'll have those issues where it's more of like a setup, but a lot happened. There was a lot of narration moving forward. So yeah, if you're on issue 1, grab issue 2.
20 years from now, blanks will be the rarest mint condition books to find.
I mean, look, if people are willing to spend more on a sketch cover versus a full colored, page, I mean, yeah, I'm sure blanks could also have their day in the sun.
Oh man. All right. And moving on to something that I don't know, I kind of like the cover. Again, this is my first time seeing previews all week since we did it. So I did warn you guys. I don't even remember what's coming out, what there is. So a few of these are going to be a little surprising, or I'm going to just be like, oh man, that's kind of cool. But the Silver Coin #1, just got a cool cover.
Yeah. And what's cool about this is each issue, it's almost like similar to Ice Cream Man and Haha. Each issue is its own story. They're basically anthology series, so it's not like if you pick up issue 3, you're not gonna need to pick up issue 1 and 2. It's all self-contained, so it's almost like that whole Tales from the Crypt kind of vibe, where it's also and they actually have pretty. If you look at the solicit, there's some well-known writers attached to this series. You have Chip Zdarsky, who's been doing Daredevil. Kelly Thompson, who's doing the current Captain Marvel. Yeah, Captain Marvel, I believe. Jeff Lemire and Ed Brisson. So there's some heavy hitters on this series. So this will probably be another issue that's worth the pickup.
So is every issue that comes out, is it going to be a connecting story, or is
that's what
is going to be something different? You know what I mean?
So from what I understand, each issue it's going to be different, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a connecting thread, which each of the I don't even know if this is a mini series or if this is an ongoing. Does it say 1 of 5 or?
It doesn't. Oh yeah, it does.
It's 1 of 5. Okay, so
are we going to get 5 different stories? Because in that case, just speaking to the flippers and the investors, I mean, you probably have to pick up all 5, because it's not like you can just grab #1, it be a first appearance of whatever, and then you know what I mean. So like, it's almost going to be like every issue will have a first appearance if they go that story route.
Yeah, and but I am curious if it'll have a connecting thread with each of the 5 issues, though, because I know that for Ice Cream Man, even though each issue is meant to be read as a self-contained story, there is somewhat of a loose thread that connects some of these issues in Ice Cream Man. So it could be the same, but yeah, so Face is saying the same thing. It might be loosely connected.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Well, definitely a book that I'll be picking up. We do have a few covers. So that was cover A. Cover B, you don't see too many yellow covers. So that's kind of cool. I like this one.
And the artist Lotte has been getting a lot of buzz lately. She's one of those artists that's kind of slowly flying under the radar, but is kind of, she's the one that did that that Department of Truth cover that kind of popped, where the lady's holding the scale, the balance.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same artist that did that. So she's getting a bit of a following. So.
Okay. And then we've got this as cover C right here. Again, another black cover. You guys know how I feel about that. It is a cool cover. I will say that. Cover, yeah. Man, a lot of these cover C's, they look pretty good. So yeah, I might have to check this one out. I might have to pick it up. I'm interested to see how it goes, like if it is a connecting thing or if like every issue is going to be a different story. So
no, every issue is for sure going to be a different story, but the question is if there's some connection. But for sure every issue is going to be a different story, because the thing is, it's going to be a different writer on each issue.
Okay. Well, Face is in here, not sure for how long, so let's talk Walking Dead before we move on. We got Walking Dead #12. It's a pass for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I told you, right? I've only been picking up The Walking Dead when there's like a connecting cover involved, and this one there's none, so it's a pass. I
No.
mean, these are issues I've already read already. I mean, I'm not going to be spending another $5 to, purchase it just because it's in color. Look, I'm not. Some people are diehard Walking Dead fans that would go that route, but to think that that's like an extra 150 issues. Wait, I think that's about. It's around. I forgot the number of issues in Walking Dead, but it's a lot of issues. To add another short box of just colored issues of Walking Dead, it's gonna be a pass for me.
Yeah, yeah. So nothing against it. It's just I'm kind of over it. It's not my thing. So all right, moving on. I feel like last week we did Dark Horse and there was like 2 books or something. This week we got a few. Beast of Burden, Occupied Territory #1. You guys know how I feel about goddamn paragraphs for titles.
This one's actually a sequel to another series, actually.
There's a lot going on here. Planes, dogs, skulls.
Yeah, I think the original series was just called Beasts of Burden, I believe. Yeah, I mean, I never picked up the original series, so I feel I'll just be lost if I pick up this one. So
yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see what other people think about it. I'm sure I'll be able to find a copy or two. So, yeah. All right. Dead Dogs Bite, 2 out of 4. You know what that means? We're at the halfway point. Cool cover.
Cool cover, yeah. Writer and author of the book, and cover artist. Oh, just basically doing the whole shebang.
Doing everything. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I know that you said you like the cover. I'm not too much of a fan of covers that have a lot of weight. Like, I want to use my words carefully, but I kind of
space.
Well, I was gonna say wasted space, where it's like when like a lot of the cover is not being utilized, and it's just like the art only occupies just a small portion of it. It just feels like, I don't know, bare to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So why don't we go to the next cover? Ooh, excuse me.
This one's better. This one's a better.
I enjoy this one too. Yeah. I wouldn't. You know what? They should have made this one cover A. It's got a lot of cover or a lot of color. Lots going on here. Yeah, I really like this one. But again, it's not something that I'm probably going to be buying. I'm trying to cut back, and that the chat knows that. So, yeah, probably not something I'm picking up.
Oh, I just want to give a shout out to Moonlit Comics that just popped in. She's doing a 250 giveaway on her IG, so definitely check out her IG and to get the details on that contest. So yeah, Michelle, big ups on getting close to that 250.
Yeah, congratulations. Good fella Comics, what's going on, man? All right, Fear Case. It seems like we know what these covers are going to look like because they're very similar every time these come out. But yeah, we are on number 3. We are at the 75%, 3/4 of the way done. Are you picking it up? Have you been following the story?
I've been picking it up. I have not, because my issue 1 and no, actually issue 1 I have, but issue 1 is still in the mail. So it's like,
how?
Because I ordered it from Capcan. So I have to get that shipped off. So I'll have to wait till that gets shipped off.
When are they doing their shipments, man? They're literally like 40 minutes away from me.
Well, no, because the thing is, I have a pull box where basically it's only beneficial once I have enough books to ship it all at once rather than shipping books here and there, because I'll just save more on shipping if I could just save everything at once, right? So,
yeah. Hopefully you get those books soon.
Well, I mean, if you're getting a lockdown, I think I might have to act fast before they, because I don't know how shops are in your area, but from what you're telling me, they should be open, right?
Yeah, they 25% capacity, but still, it's not the same. All right, we're gonna move into IDW, and we've got some Marvel action. Captain Marvel #2. I believe there is a 1 in 10 for this.
There is a 1 in 10, just like issue 1.
And that issue 1, a lot of people were going after. It kind of fell off later. Like, it wasn't,
It's not, I mean, there's not a lot of heat right now, but this is one of those things where people are grabbing in anticipation that, especially with a character like um,
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen, I drew a blank there. Yeah, when she popped off, they're looking for these ratio covers, I guess, where she's on them, and like especially with IDW, like these Marvel actions, you don't see a lot of stores ordering these books. Like we've mentioned that in the past. So whenever you see ratios of these particular properties, the spec is that there's not that many around. So when they do heat up, they'll heat up big. So for now, it's probably still like a $10-$20 book. Even probably this Wednesday, that's probably the price. But I would say, like, look, if you could find it at a good price at your LCS, it might not be a bad idea to stash them. My LCS, I tried to ask for issue 1, but I think someone already claimed it. So
yeah, because not many shops are ordering 10 of these. It's just not happening. So I know that's the issue that a lot of the shops around here had when the last one came out. Was they told me, they're like, man, we ordered maybe like 2.
Yeah,
right? Like not a lot of people bought this, so. Yeah, and I'm not gonna buy 5 or maybe to top it off just to get the 1 in 10. It's not a book I want to heavily invest in. So
exactly.
Okay, everybody's favorite thing, probably the one thing that's constantly on fire. But we got Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just going to be a copy and paste from what we've been seeing for issue 1 and 2. I feel like if you're already on the Star Wars train,
keep on.
Yeah, keep on, because we've said before, don't think that these first appearances are just going to be for the first 1 or 2 issues. I feel like you're going to get like little first appearances here and there, at least for the next 1 or 2 arcs. So I'm still on the series. And this is the one I believe that also has the 1 in 10 that's also a connecting cover for the first 5 issues.
Let me try. Yep.
Yeah. So this is a connecting cover with the first 2, and then there's going to be another 2 issues after that. So the 5 issues will have 1 connecting piece to it. So I would grab the 1 in 10 if you can find it. It's already on my pull. I have both the 1 in 10 and the regular. I think I have a couple of copies of the regular on my pull for this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like Star Wars. I mean, it seems like all the 1 in 10s or whatever happens, they're just fire. So I'm assuming that this one will be something that a lot of people are buying. Something that on eBay is going to be a little crazy to find for a really good price. You might see it at the end of the month on hottest comics of the month, because some of these Star Wars ones find their way on those lists. So
yeah, and keep in mind also, because Disney now has a hand in the publication of both the IDW and the Marvel side, and because this is the pre-Skywalker era, a lot of these stories haven't been told yet, and they're being fleshed out. So you got to figure that this is going to somehow make its way into like either a TV show or a movie. Because I feel like the way that they're probably going to be writing these story arcs, it's almost like they're writing it in mind to adapt it, for a future screenplay.
Yeah. Dr. Lovebucks is saying, I grabbed the 1 in 10s for undercover and flipped them easy for $20. Yeah.
Here's the thing though, that's not bad, but my thing is, because it's a connecting set, and I think I mentioned this on Tuesday, you might get a better premium if you get all 5 covers.
Yeah.
And sell them off as a set.
Yeah.
So
Tim is saying, just wait for that 4th print of this book. Rarest one.
Are we already on? I don't even know if was there even a 2nd print for issue 1. I know that Marvel's High Republic is already on its 4th.
Yeah, I can't confirm that because I don't know. But
I don't recall IDW having any late printings yet for this series. But
all right, moving on. We got Transformers Beast Wars number 3. So we got the cover A right here, and if our friend FaceTime was talking with us, that he'd be all over this. So what's the?
Isn't this your jam too? Because you were kind of
Yeah,
reciting
Beast
all the
Wars.
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was a big fan of this, but he's collecting them, right? I was watching the show, but this one is Tarantula. I think that's the name of the character, the
Wait,
spider.
wait. It's just called the character's name is just called straight up Tarantula. They don't actually try to make it creative.
Can't remember. Or Tarantulas, right here. What's this? Tarantulas.
Tarantulas. Yeah. Okay. That's
Okay,
I
so
would. I would have.
Tarantulas, and it makes sense because he's right here on those. I believe these are connecting. If not connecting, they're just like I don't know because we've already seen two of them. We saw or one of them. We saw the Rhinox one, and I think we might have seen an Optimus Prime one. But yeah, if you guys remember the TV show in the early '90s, you know that this is one of the characters they had. Tarantulas was that smart character, evil but very smart on the Decepticons. He dies later, so spoiler alert. But yeah, he's very in it for himself. I remember having the action figure for it, so yeah, that's cool. And the rat right here, I'm assuming is Rat Trap.
I gotta say, I don't like this cover for the very reason.
That the rat's
I,
there.
I have a fear of rats and mice.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a phobia for me. So, yeah.
Rock, what's going on? Empire, thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't pick up the last two, so I'm probably gonna skip this one. But again, just because I'm trying to scale back on some stuff. So
Yeah.
All right, before we get into Marvel, let's go down to Dynamite 4. Tim, are you here? Tim, please tell me you're here. But we're gonna go into Newbie's Dynamite Pick of the Week, brought to you by.
Wait, hold up. Before Dynamite, are you gonna do Doom first or then Dynamite?
Doom.
No, Boom. Sorry, not Doom. Boom.
Wow, that's gonna be a clip, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, that is gonna be a clip.
That's not clip worthy.
Okay, so we'll do Boom first, or Doom, whatever Hyper calls it. Let's state the obvious, guys. Let's go right into it. This book right here.
This is gonna be.
This is a $200 book, Canadian, right? Like for the past 2 days.
This is gonna piss a lot of people off, just because talking with a lot of the guys in the community, they said that their shops, like one guy told me his shop's only gonna get 2 copies of this. Some are only getting it like 5 because there was an I don't want to get into too much details, but there was an issue in terms of the printing or distribution for this issue. So Boom basically had to allocate the copies to pretty much all the shops. So a lot of people that put this on their FOC are going to be left out in the cold, unfortunately. Yeah. So shops are going to have to, I think they're just going to end up prioritizing on who put their orders in first. And guys that ordered, I guess, multiple issues will probably only get 1.
Yeah. This thing is This thing, I believe, was at $240 Canadian.
That's insane. So I'm crossing my fingers because I spoke with my shop this past week. He said that they're supposed to get 5 copies themselves, and he told me that I think I was a second or third person. So if all goes well, I should have a copy, but I won't believe it. One thing I've known about Diamond, I won't believe it until it's actually in my hand.
Exactly. Yeah, if you guys are lucky, and I believe Sparks talked about this on his FOC show, there's a few people that have talked about it. So, that's the importance of the community. That's the important factor of, watching these FOC shows and, talking to these guys that do these FOC shows because they have this information, right? Like, I can't tell you how many times Sparks is like, Newbie, I told people this weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And it's, he's got the last laugh because, if people aren't paying attention, they miss out. And, this is one of those books that, yeah, even at $5.99, I mean, come on, it's selling for $250. It's insane. It probably be $300 by Wednesday afternoon. Regardless, any $5 book that you pay or $6 book, because I don't want anybody in the chat being like, well, Newbie, it's more 6 than 5. $6. Even if you made $50 on it, it's still a win. So.
And here's the thing: you mentioned Sparks and FOC. The third printing for Berserker 1 is actually on FC tomorrow, and that they have already mentioned that that is only going to have a 10,000 print allocation. So the third printing also is not going to be widely available. I think the second printing has a lower print than the third.
I think I saw something like that.
But you're going to have the same issue with the third printing. So unfortunately, if you're trying to collect all printings of Berserker, it's going to be a bit of a risky play if you didn't get in early with your shop.
This one, I'll let you guys know. We will be talking about this on the hottest comics of April. I'm interested to see what it holds up because this is the first week of April. I really want to see where this is in a month because, I mean, if this thing reaches $300 by Wednesday, I just want to see where it is. I can't see it going higher. So,
well, the thing is also you have to keep in mind issue 1 was printed like in the thousands, hundreds and thousands. So finding those rare issues of Berserker is kind of a hard. I think hard. I think only like that one per store was what was really popping in the secondary market. So again, people are just looking for those collectibles to stash away. And I gotta say, man, that second printing, in my opinion, is a much better looking cover than the cover of issue 1.
Goodfellas is saying, what do you think is better, hold second print or third print? Well, I think Hyper just answered that, right? I think you just said that.
I would say I think the second print would probably have a better value than the third print, just because the second print's whole FOC, like the whole allocation thing, came out of nowhere, whereas the third print, I think people were already aware of the allocation. So I think, I mean, you can't really change, like the allocation's already been done. So, but I think people may have been a bit more prepared for the third print. They would have probably called in their shops. Whereas, like there are some guys that probably will wait until new comic book day, and then they'll figure that copy will already be on the shelf. But knowing that the third print is already allocated, I'm sure a lot of people probably already called their shops to kind of make sure that they got that order already put in Diamond. So I think the second actually would do better than the third, but the third will probably also pop off. Just because.
So Lovebox is saying that Boom said third print was going to have 10,000 copies. Yeah.
Yeah, so. Exactly, 10,000. Yeah.
Oof. All right. Moving on to Buffy the Vampire Slayer number 24. I know Face was picking this up. I have not picked anything up. I think I picked up issue 12 just because of the fact it was the first appearance of the new Buffy Slayer. But other than that, I'm not collecting this. This is a pass for me.
It's a cool cover though. I do like the reflective cover. Yeah.
Other than that, there's not much we can say on it. Last Witch number 4.
I haven't been picking up. I mean, this is another series that people have been saying it's been good. I'm actually surprised we're already on issue 4, but yeah, it's been getting good reviews so far from the guys that have read it. So yeah, it's Boombox, so it's like one of those all ages, like young adult kind of series. So yeah.
And what else do we have from Boom here? We've got Magic the Gathering.
Is that the second print or? Oh no, sorry, that's issue 1. Second print's on FOC tomorrow.
Yeah. So we got this right here. This is something that a few people have been talking about. Again, Sparks has been talking about this. A few people that are doing FOCs have been talking about it. This could be something if you're looking for a flip.
And it's again, it seems like Sparks is on the show, and he's not even on the chat. I got to bring up Sparks again. He's actually going to do an interview with Ross Ritchie from Boom Studios, and they're going to talk specifically about Magic the Gathering on Sparks' channel. I think he's dropping that episode this week, if I'm not mistaken. But hit up Sparks on his IG, and you'll get more details on when that's coming out. But yeah, that should be a good interview with Ross Ritchie.
I feel like this is Spawn of the 90s right here for this book. Star Wars Fiend is talking about Berserker.
I mean, Spawn was in the millions, I think. Well, I don't think Berserker is. I mean, it's in the hundreds of thousands. I don't think it hit 1 million print. I mean, at least, yeah. I hope not, but I could see the comparison though.
And Thursday at 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. Thursday. Eastern, I believe. That's the thing. So yeah. Moonlight, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And you guys know Sparks knows his stuff, man. So it's going to be very interesting.
He has a lot of artists and creators on tap for his channel. So definitely check it out. And he has a full schedule of who's going to be coming on his channel. So.
Yeah. All right, and finally we have 7 Secrets number 7. Not a series that I've been really heavy on. I think I have 1 and 2. But again, where I had to make some cuts in things that I was pulling in order to, afford and get other books. I made the cut on this one. So yeah, I haven't been on this for like five issues now.
It's funny. I'm the opposite. This is like, just like with Firepower. This is another series where after I read the first issue, I went back and I grabbed a few more copies.
Yeah.
And also, I enjoy Tom Taylor's writing, and this is just another one of those Boom properties I feel has a potential of going somewhere in the future. And it's when you read it, I personally feel like I would like to see it as a TV show or a movie. So I mean, it sounds kind of cliche when you keep saying that, but it's just I'm just saying what I feel when I read these stories. So
got a good track record, so.
And look, I think Boom, or that Boom has that exclusive deal with Netflix, right? So when you see these properties catching traction, it's not a bad idea to kind of pay close attention and look into them. So I'll definitely be picking up 7 Secrets issue 7, which I guess is the start of the second arc.
So quick question before we move on. We got Comic Dude saying, for someone having never played Magic the Gathering at all, would it be hard to read the series, you think? Will there be references that one won't get from the game, or will it start everything fresh?
You know what?
Really good question.
That's a good question. Look, if I'm not quite sure. Look, I actually played Magic the Gathering. I don't back in high school. That was like one of my jams, and then it passed. But I would like to think that Boom didn't do it in such a way that only Magic the Gathering players could read it, because you're kind of alienating a portion of the market.
I've never played it, so yeah, I would. I'm with Comic Dude, man. I would hope that it goes that way, so that way I'm not like, hey, wait, what? Or trying to reference other people, ask other people or things like that. So yeah, I hope it's easy to follow.
But keep in mind, Magic the Gathering is a card game, and that card game is not exactly based on a previous movie or TV show. So because it's an original comic, I would think it's a fresh story that anyone should be able to get into.
It should be newbie friendly. Well, that's good. That's good for me. I hope there's chase cards with them, to be honest. That could be something. And yeah, again, so, there's a lot of people that haven't played it. So
yeah,
hopefully it starts out like that. So in that way, they can people, right?
I have a feeling that you shouldn't have to know the card game to understand the issue.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be a fresh story.
All right. So before we get into Marvel, we are going to do Newbie's Dynamite Pick of the Week, brought to you by Brazzers.com. No, I'm just kidding.
This is a family-friendly show.
So yeah, you know what? Oh man, there's not that many.
Newbie's disappointed. Oh wait.
Generic one, man. There used to be funner ones. I guess I'm gonna have to go with this one.
Yeah, listen.
Cosplay ones in a row.
Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah. So that is Newbie's Dynamite Pick of the Week, brought to you by Brother.com. Because I don't know if they take the video down if I say the website or anything, but yeah. So, not the best Dynamite cover we've had, but hey.
I don't want people hitting me up thinking that we actually are sponsored by Brazzers.com. No, we don't. We're not sponsored. Yeah, we're not sponsored. We don't have any links to any membership to their premium channels or else. So don't hit us up, please.
Tim, hey, hopefully next week they got a better one. Big shout outs to one of the members in Spine Ticks, the Source Tiger. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up?
Remember, Newbie, there are ladies in the absolutely. 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 I will do. I don't know if I can do it the other way, but you know.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean you're gonna do the others, the
Yeah,
inverse?
yeah,
Where
I
you're gonna
mean, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to have a lady on the show, and you know, them give us their pick. But
the pick
it's
for like
always
the?
fun. It's always fun. All right, moving on to Marvel. Probably, I know Hyper's pumped about one book, so
Oh my gosh! Listen,
I know you're pumped about one book, but we'll get
I
to it. We'll get to it.
okay,
We got Spider-Man 63. We got Spider-Man there in that new suit. That you know.
Listen, I think I mentioned this before. The only people that enjoy the current series of Amazing Spider-Man are the people that are not reading the current series of Amazing Spider-Man. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm not picking it up. I've given up on this very long time ago. I told you guys that. Not afraid to say it. Just yeah. How's that new suit thing doing anyway?
Well, first of all, we know. I mean, I think they've already mentioned it's a temporary suit, so it's not actually going to be sticking around for the long haul. Look, out of principle, I wasn't gonna get. I already dropped this from my pull list, and I wasn't gonna get back on it just because the suit. There's a new suit coming up, so it just feels like you know. Pardon my French, but fuck the suit. Well, what about the story? Can you just freshen up the story instead of the suit? You know. So.
Matt said it. You know, he read it, and it's not terrible. Again, you know, there's a lot of people who are on both sides, right? They either like it or they love it, or they love it or they hate it.
See, when I read someone that's saying something like it's not horrible, it's almost like we're now grading this, because I remember when ASM actually used to be a fun read before, and it's just been kind of lukewarm at best. And I was reading from issue 1, and I think I dropped at issue 50 or so. And I mentioned this before, like they made an entire story arc where the dude was on a fucking podcast.
Yeah,
it's like
they need to cover with that suit in a trash can. Woo. Okay. Yeah, and you know, again, right? Like anything, you have your ups, you have your downs. You have people that like it, you have people that hate it. It is what it is. They're just trying to get some stuff, right? So we'll see where it's at. I just really wanted to know. I didn't fall for that, and I don't want to say trap, but I didn't fall for the book. I didn't fall for the new suit. I just didn't. Again, I've been off the run for a very long time, so I wasn't going to come back and get it just because of the new suit. It just wasn't something I was going to fall for. So.
And just saying, Frozone from the Invincible movie from Pixar wore that suit better than Spider-Man. Remember Frozone, the guy that was played by Samuel L. Jackson?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Okay, yeah. I can't unsee that now. All right, this is the book that I was talking that Hyper is so pumped for, but we've got.
Wait, hold on. This is the book that you're pumped for. This is on you now.
America Chavez, made in the USA, 2 out of 5.
What is up with these? Okay, you know what? I gotta say something about. I have the first issue. I haven't read yet, but the covers. Issue 1 cover A was all right, but these variant covers have a lot to be desired of, especially from that first issue. I haven't really looked through this second issue, but they really got to work on their covers for this America Chavez series. This one's all right, but I mean, it's meh. What's your thought on it?
Don't rush to pull this. I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to pick this up Thursday and Friday.
I mean, the only thing is I think there might be a new character, because I think there's a character that was kind of a new character alluded to in issue 1. So I think that it might be revealed in issue 2. So that's the heat that I could see on this issue.
Yeah, but again, you'll probably be able to pick this up Thursday or Friday because people will be in the late, right? They won't get on it until a little bit late. So even if it is there for a quick flip, a quick buck, it's probably going to be there. So I wouldn't rush anything. But again, how big could the villain be, or villain? How big could the character be? Who knows? But again,
Well,
first appearances, they're always, flippable and things like that. So.
and almost every one of these Marvel miniseries, you're bound to get at least one or two new characters. It's almost like par for the course at this point. The question is if that, like you said, if that character actually sticks around, or if it actually has some. It's almost like the Pepsi Man from Taskmaster. That seems to be getting a lot of heat. Also because Marvel announced that he actually will have a recurring role in another series. I think in a Black Widow series or something. So
yeah.
we don't know about this series, what the future holds for this character, but
Again, it's only 5 issues, right? So
yeah.
we'll see. Okay, so we've got Avengers 43 second printing. Now this one was important because this is, if I remember correctly, issue 43 was the one where we got Thor's mother, right? To do.
I think that was issue 42. I think
40, 42. Okay.
I think issue 42 is when it was revealed that Thor actually I forgot Thor's Odin's wife's name, but she wasn't actually Thor's mom or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that was revealed in issue 42.
Yeah.
Issue 43, I think, was more of a filler issue, I believe. Face, you could correct me on this one. The issue that you might want to pay more attention to is issue 44, which I think that's when they reveal who the new Phoenix is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss it. The debut of the all-new Phoenix.
Yeah.
So if you thought that he was lying to you and trying to just pump and dump this book, you're mistaken. It says it right there.
Yeah, and this is I don't want to say it's like the same thing like the Spider Suit, but this is a case where we've seen different characters become the Phoenix over the course of history. So we don't know how long this particular new Phoenix will last, but it's worth paying attention to. I know Face was saying in the chat that he feels that the silhouette looks like Echo.
Yeah.
That could be interesting because Echo's been getting a lot of play recently, especially
Daredevil 9.
Daredevil 9, and I think Daredevil 10 was her first full appearance or cover appearance or something.
Yeah.
Both those issues have been
heating up, man. It's a little crazy.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting if Echo ends up being the Phoenix.
Okay, Excalibur 20.
This one I dropped because I had to make a few cuts in terms of which X titles I'm going to drop, and this was like at the bottom of my I guess you could call it tier in terms of X titles that I actually enjoyed reading. This was I was just reading it for the sake of reading it, and when you're doing that, I kind of find you're taking away the enjoyment of it. So I just dropped it.
Yeah. Okay. Sources are saying, did anybody win yet?
Win what?
Yeah. What? Trying to think. Is he talking about something that we talked about in one of the books, like the? I don't know. Let us know, man. Let us know what you mean by that, man.
Zora's just messed us up in this stream. Now I'm just wondering what are we winning?
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. What?
Zora's be trolling.
Okay. Immortal Hulk 45. Seems like forever ago we got that controversial one in 43. Now we're at 45. Meh. I mean, I don't know. I've been off of this. I haven't really been picking it up.
I mean, I've been picking it up. I mean, I think I've mentioned to you there's only 5. Oh, the Phoenix contest.
Gotcha.
I'll be honest. I didn't even know there was a contest.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy. If Face was here, he'd probably tell us that.
Yeah, Face
or whatever. Throw a couple swear words in there.
Well, Face is lighting us up in the chat.
Yeah, and then just be like, I got this. So,
dude, how long is Face staying in that washroom stall?
Yeah, like breaks for me are like usually 15 minutes, 30 and 15. Not like, we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes, and this guy's, still in here. So,
for a dude that said that he couldn't come on the show because of work, he's awfully chatty in the chat.
So look at what's in the chat. I heard 45 is the one to grab on Hulk. Spoiler alert, he merges with Red Hulk.
I sorry, I kind of got lost because I'm listening. I'm also reading what Face just wrote. Oh, okay, the Phoenix contest. Okay, now I'm starting to get what he's saying. Because the whole thing is like, who becomes a new Phoenix and all that in the story arc. That's what they're alluding to. Oh, sorry, I had a bit of a brain freeze. My bad. So yeah, I guess they haven't revealed who the Phoenix, who won the contest yet. I guess 44, you'll find out who won. There we go.
Back to this one, I guess the big issue here is that it could be the one to grab, and that he merges with Red Hulk. That would be interesting. Great timing, I guess, or maybe not, depending on spec stuff that you had with like Falcon, Winter Soldier, and all that. But we could talk about that a little bit later.
And look, we know that this is gonna end in issue 50. So even if you're not feeling Immortal Hulk, you only have 5 issues anyways. So I would just say hold on to it. Hold on to it in your pull.
All right, we've got King in Black number 5. This is the end of the story arc right here.
Yeah. But keep in mind, Venom still, like Donny Cates' Venom run is not over yet. So even though this King in Black's like miniseries is done, it doesn't mean that the actual, there could be like an epilogue, what I'm saying, for like issue 35 of, because Venom 34 comes the same week as King in Black issue 5. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the story is completely done. It's just this miniseries is going to be done.
Thank God the King in Black is ending. The whole event was so boring. Do you remember all the hype? Do you remember how crazy things were with this?
I think that has a lot to do with how good of a marketer Donny Cates is. Donny Cates is very...
He's like Don King, though.
He's probably his own... he doesn't even need his own promoter, like publicist. He does his own... He's probably his own best promoter. Like, I got pumped. Like, I think you saw the trailer, right, for King in Black when he was like saying how it's gonna be like this game-changing, yada yada. So
lured everybody in, man. I've got it on show. I've got it on record where I was like, I don't think so. So I don't know.
And I think this is the question that Azores is asking. I think a lot of people are probably asking the same thing about Null.
Keep selling by, man.
Listen, I don't think it's any secret that after this series ends that the Null issues are going to take a dip.
Yeah.
So if you're big into Null, now might like wait a few months and then you may want to start buying Null. If you're trying to sell off Null, you may want to sell it now because I think you're going to get a drop in your values in the next month or two.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Okay. King in Black. Runaways 35. I mean, let's be real. I don't think any of us are picking that up. So,
no.
Do you have anything to say there?
No, I'm just surprised that with Marvel cutting so many of their titles, I'm like, I guess Runaways must have a following that they're still keeping that series going. So yeah, interesting.
All right, Star Wars High Republic number 4. Fuego. Yeah. Another Jedi turned against each other. Dun dun dun.
This is like a copy paste for what we were just saying with High Republic Adventures with IDW. If you're kind of specking on this, I would stick to the first arc or two, because like I said, you'll probably get a first appearance here and there, and also by the first 2 arcs, you kind of will get a feel for if you want to stick with this franchise or not, or if it's not your thing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure there's a 1 in 25 for this one, probably, that usually does well on New Comic Book Day. I don't know who the artist is. I've seen better. I mean, this is not bad, but
I think this
is cover B.
Yeah. No. So I can't see it unless it was that last one, but
no, that's Bounty Hunters. I think the Lionel Francis Yu one, the first one that you showed, I think that was the 1 in 25. Let's think.
Oh, this one right here, right?
I think that's the 1 in 25. Yeah.
Okay. Usually it tells you, right? Like it says like 25 or 10 or whatever it is. But
with Marvel, they don't usually. I know with IDW they mention 10 copies. IDW and Boom they usually mention but with Marvel for whatever reason they just put VAR. They don't actually mention if it's like a 1 in 25 or 1 in 10. But this one, like the first 3 issues of High Republic, they've all been 1 in 25. So I think this one's also going to be 1 in 25.
Lovebox is saying, yeah, this is the 1 in 25. So there you go.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming that one, that one will be hot this week as well. The 1 in 25s has done very successful, so it's probably going to carry on.
And it's one of those things that it's probably more of a longer term hold than a. I mean, you could probably do quick flips, but these are characters that you might want to hold on to and see how they do like a year from now.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we've got Venom number 34.
Yeah.
King in Black again. What are they going to? 35, right?
Well, Kate's is ending at 35. That doesn't mean that the series is ending. It's just that Kate's run on Venom is ending at 35, and that's supposed to be a big issue. I think it has like a $9 price tag or $10 price tag.
Pass.
It's one of those giant issues.
It's another it's another thing. No, that's a pass. $10 on it.
This one will probably be issue 34. I have a feeling it's one of those issues that's just going to be. I don't want to call it like a filler issue, but it's going to be like an issue that kind of sets up the finale of issue 35. So you might have something significant probably at the end of the issue happening. My prediction.
Yeah. Boom. So guys, that is it for previews. We're gonna do DC before we get into our comic news and comic spec. So let's bring up the DC as we talk about it very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but you know what I mean.
I think there's actually a few DC books out.
So let me just get it ready. Actually, something funny happened today. My mother-in-law got me something very funny, I guess.
Interesting. Okay.
I was gonna have it ready for tonight's show. I was gonna, kind of show it off, but I might have to show it off on the next show.
Is
it what?
No, I was gonna say the fact that you said you have to get it ready.
Oh man, it's interesting. It's interesting.
I'm trying to hypothesize what the hell could you have to get ready for it before showing it.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
All right, let's kick off the DC stuff. Here we go. So we've got Batman 107. I will say the only knowledge I have about this one is this is the book before we get the character that's going to change DC forever. The character that's going to bring DC from the ground up. The character that everybody's going to want to dress up like. Girls are going to want to dress like her. Men are going to want their girlfriends to look like her. I'm talking about Miracle Molly.
Miracle Whip, Miracle Molly, yeah, whatever.
I'm just kidding about all that stuff. But yeah, this is the issue prior to 108, which we are going to get her. I don't know. I guess you could say that this is a filler. This is going to probably kind of get, I don't know, just the same way that you described Venom 34 there.
I made this comment on yesterday's Spine Tick show. I feel like, is DC pumping out these female characters in hopes that these characters can get cosplayed at conventions? Because you've had Punchline, you're getting Flatline in the Robin series, and now you're getting this Miracle Whip, Miracle Molly. And I feel like I'm missing a fourth character that has like an eccentric sense of style. So it's like, it feels like DC is trying to cater to the cosplay community with these female characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It was just a random thought I just had yesterday. Just when you look at all these characters.
I don't know. I don't see how successful the character can be. They have Harley Quinn. They hit on Punchline. Punchline did very well. But like, what's the point of bringing out? And nothing against the females. Please don't get that misunderstood in the chat or anything like that. Nothing against the females, but like, you're already bringing out another character. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just seems too early. Like, play with what you got. I don't know, man. It's just too much. And it seems like Batman, the last, like, I don't know, say 25 issues, let's say, there's always like a new character. Like, it's just,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling Batman regardless. It's just, and I think someone mentioned that there's going to be, and the Gardener, I think, is on this issue, first appearance. So,
Star Wars Fiend is saying, I've been bullish on DC, but after Snyder Cut, seeing what could be on the screen with hopes, I'm in all day. Like on 107 or like Molly Miracle?
Miracle Molly, whatever.
Miracle Molly, yeah, whatever. And I'm sure her friends mess it up too. So
yeah.
All right, next book on DC, we've got Swamp Thing #2. I'll admit it's a pretty interesting cover.
Yeah. The one interesting factoid about this series, which I think I mentioned to you guys. Yeah, no, it's true. I Batman's an automatic on my pull list, unfortunately.
You're buying it next.
It's like the same reason how some people are always going to pull Amazing Spider-Man, even though, you know, it is what it is with the storyline. I'm kind of like that with Batman. I think I mentioned to you guys about this Swamp Thing. Ram V, I think, mentioned in an interview or somewhere that this is actually the first time a character of Indian descent is like the main like hero in a DC title. So when I say Indian, I'm not talking about Native American Indian. I'm talking about like
India from India.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And it's this is a 10-issue miniseries. Issue 1's been getting some good reviews. So yeah, and the Matina cover looks really badass on this one. The variant for this.
It's a pass for me. Again, I'm just, I don't know.
I might grab issue 2 at least as a cover by the Matina. This one, yeah. It's that come on.
Yeah, it's dope, but again, you know, I don't know. What's the price tag on it? $4.99. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's a card stock, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking an extra copy on the silver coin, or things like that. Or what is it, Geiger? Geiger. So yeah, that'll probably be a flip. All right, Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity #8.
This has been a good series, and we're almost near the end because issue 9 is the finale. So, dude, this series, I think it started back in 2019, and with COVID and all the delays, it seems like these issues have been getting pushed back. So we're only on issue 8. This almost feels like Doomsday Clock, where you think that the series is already done, but no, issues. But for the most part, it's been a good series so far. And yeah, Face did, and I was actually thinking the same thing that Face was saying. The B cover actually looks really nice for this one.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, this one. That sadistic looking, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got that Heath Ledger from the movie Joker style on her. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. But I'm also a sucker for red, so.
Yeah. Did you hear what Tim's just put? Newbie hates good art.
Yeah, of course I do. Come on, Tim. What's this? Jeez. All right, something that's heating up the comic community, Suicide Squad. I don't think this comic will heat it up like the trailer, but we got Suicide Squad #2. Yeah. So we got Face's favorite character, Superman, or Peacemaker rather, basically getting carried by Superman.
No, I don't think I think that's actually Superboy.
Oh, okay, or Superboy.
Yeah. And yeah, you have Talon, and I forgot the other character next to Talon, so I'm sure Face will roast me on that.
Yeah, of course, but yeah, it is. Holy shit, we got Kaiju.
Huh?
Is he talking about that heist run?
I have no idea what Face is on.
Yeah. Well, hey. All right, next book we've got Crime Syndicate #2.
Oh, that's smart. You already have everything tabbed up. Well played.
That's right. Newbie, we are opposites. I'm gonna make those jokes. That's all good, man. The trailer. Yeah, this is a pass for me. I'm not on a lot of these DC runs to begin with. So
yeah.
Anything you could say? Any information that you might have?
Uh, Unfortunately, I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Perfect.
So
That means we move on to the next one. The next Batman, Second Son #1. That #1 thing is something a lot of people pick up on. We got a lot of characters on the cover.
this one was already
Maybe
actually
something?
released. This one is already released digitally. So this is the first time it's actually coming on print.
Hmm.
Yeah, this one's a mini series, and yeah, it's just going deeper into the story of the Fox guy that was playing Batman in the future state. So if you're a fan of him during that 2-issue run, this might be something you may want to look into. This might be a pass for me, honestly, because even though I'm a fan of Batman, I'm not going to pick up every single Batman issue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. But what's his origin story? So are they kind of confirming or kind of saying this is probably a origin story then?
I think so. I believe this is supposed to be the story of how, yeah, I guess the origin of him taking up the mantle.
So then I guess like if you are big in the sense of like if you have high hopes on Tim Fox being the Batman one day, this one
It
could
could,
be something of value because origins they do tend to hold some sort of value, and who knows where we'll be or what the community is going after during
mhm.
that time, right? So it could be, we always have that question of like, what's the next best thing if you can't get a certain copy, right? Like if you're out of reach of a first opinion or a first appearance,
Mm.
then you might go after an origin or a cameo. So this might not be a bad buy, especially at cover.
Yeah. Oh, and to go back to what Face was saying, the kaiju reference was in relation to the Suicide Squad trailer that dropped,
Oh, okay.
where I think Starro referenced kaiju or something. So,
Gotcha. Well, now we know.
oh no, where the guys thought that Starro was a kaiju. Yeah.
All right, we got 3 more books, and then we can get on to comic news, and then the comic spec. So we got Green Lantern #1. I don't know. Not the biggest fan of the cover, to be honest with you.
I mean, the only Green Lantern series that I was picking up is Far Sector, and that's just because of the first appearance of that new Green Lantern. But I haven't really been picking up the new Green Lantern books as of late. So for all you Green Lantern fans, you might want to check into this. But yeah, it's probably going to be a pass for me.
Yeah. Man Bat #3. The last Man Bat one did pretty well. Or no, #1, I thought, right?
Well, I definitely, I think it was #2 or #1. Like the cover, I not so much the story, but I like the cover. I think the cover actually was really. But this is one of those series that you don't even have a B cover. It's only one cover. So.
And finally, we've got what Magic Lasso has probably been waiting for, but we got Sensational Wonder Woman #2.
It's a pass unless. Can I just see if there's a B cover? Because usually those, I think Josh Middleton or somebody usually does a Wonder Woman cover.
No, it's the same. Not the same, but it looks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pass for me. If it was like a Middleton cover, I might be buying it. Yeah, it would be a pass.
Lasso's loving it. Lasso is loving it, and yeah, he's saying that there's a cover B. I'm assuming Lasso's picking up both. So.
Yeah, I mean it's a dope cover, but it's probably I would have preferred more of like the Frizen or like Middleton Wonder Woman. So.
Well, that was pretty fun. I mean, I had more fun talking Marvel than I did,
It's kind of
DC. But hey, it happens.
DC's not exactly my wheelhouse either. It's unless we're talking Batman or something. Once we start going into these other DC properties, it becomes a bit of a guessing game.
Yeah. Well, news-wise, let's get into it. Hyper, do you have any news that you got on mind?
DC announced this week that they're dropping 2 titles from development: New Gods.
Yep.
And The Trench, I believe.
Yeah. I believe that's the other one.
So Yeah, so add that to a growing list of titles that DC would announce and then later scrap. It kind of makes you like, because they did the same thing with there was supposed to be a Joker and Harley movie that was announced and then they got scrapped that.
Yeah.
And there were several other titles that were kind of mentioned and then later got scrapped. So it's almost like you kind of get concerned when you hear these kind of things happening, right? Now, some people are being optimistic, saying that maybe this might have a better hope for sequels to, the Snyder Cut of
Mm.
the Justice League, because I know before, I don't think DC, like Time Warner or AOL, they were too thrilled on doing a Snyder Cut universe, but I think with the recent reception that movie has
And the
gotten,
success, yeah.
um, it they you never know, they might give it a second look, because clearly everyone, I don't want to say everyone, but for the most part, that movie has been getting a
Yeah.
lot of great reviews.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, that was something that a lot of people were shocked on. I'm interested to see where the prices go on some of those books. I know a lot of people were holding on to the New Gods one very closely the last couple months.
mhm.
Now it's just, now that it's, not going anywhere, it's going to be interesting to see, because this is, again, the perfect time to buy it, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, you always want to buy these keys, let's say, when they're dropped in price or when something like this happens, because yes, well, at the same time, it's not happening right now. It's not happening right now, exactly that. So who knows what the future could be, especially if you're a big fan, right? Like you probably now can afford it because you have some leeway. The people that are selling it, what are they going to do? They can't be like, oh well, this is going to be something. You can just Google
Mhm.
New Gods, and the first article that reads is canceled, not happening. So perfect time to buy if you have it. But yeah, it kind of sucks. I know a lot of the DC people were looking forward to it, so we'll see. But again, like Hyper said, with the new success from the Snyder Cut, who knows what the DC universe is going to look like in the next 5 to 8 years? Hopefully, better than it has been. So
Yeah, it just seems like on the one hand you have a good movie coming out of Zack Snyder, but now it's up to Time Warner and DC to kind of keep that momentum going.
yeah,
You can't just ride your success off of one movie. What Marvel does pretty well is they consistently, even though some people might not be a fan of certain movies in their MCU, for the most part they've been consistent in terms of pumping out things that kind of keep fans' interest going. So they just have to keep riding that momentum that they have with the Snyder Cut and just carry it on.
yeah, yeah. Like Chris is saying, right? He's disappointed, but now he can get the comic for cheap. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. All right, so big news. What was it? Yesterday, I guess. Two trailers dropped.
Mm-hmm.
We had Space Jam #2
I just saw that actually today.
with Mr. War Machine as what seems to be the the big villain. I got to be honest with you. One, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, and two, I'm an OG when it comes to that stuff, right? Like the original Space Jam. I remember when they said they were going to do a Space Jam 2. I was kind of like, that I don't know
Yeah.
if this is something that you want to touch. It's a legendary movie. It's Michael Jordan, so I was just kind of like, I saw the trailer. I was still like, I don't know. It didn't really do much for me. Um, I'm not in a big rush to go see the next trailer. I'm not in a big rush that, if tickets went on sale now, I would buy a ticket, to be honest with you. But yeah, that was one of the trailers. And then the second trailer that came out, which seems to be like the eighth or ninth trailer we've had, but we got another trailer for Black Widow. Um, I mean, at this point, I feel like everybody's thing is, you know, we've already seen the movie. Like with all the trailers that have been put out, like we've pretty much already seen the movie, right? We've seen so many, and it's funny because people are like, "Oh man, how many more trailers are we gonna get?" But at the same time, you got to understand the movie was slated to come out 2 years ago, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
have to keep it relevant. They have to still put out and market it. So that's why we're getting it. I don't necessarily think we saw everything that we need to see. A lot of the things that showed in the trailer were kind of little clips that we've already seen from the previous ones. Marvel doesn't really do that where they show you the whole movie. So I do appreciate that. And, history repeats itself. So hopefully it does in this case. So I don't know. I get it. People are going to say, hey, you know what? It's a filler movie. It's out of respect for her. It has nothing to do with what's going on. It's a prequel to what's already happened, things like that. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm still going to go see it. I'm still going to go watch it. There's going to be Easter eggs. There's going to be characters that we don't know. There's going to be an end credit scene. So there's going to be all that jazz. And, I'll go watch it. So.
Yeah, listen, and I know Bleecker Street called you out for saying that Space Jam was a legendary movie. Listen, normally I would give you flack for certain comments, but I'm kind of with you on this one. Look, that movie still holds up today.
Yeah,
I still watch it from time to time. And I got to say something also. I much prefer the simplistic white jerseys that Jordan has got than that starburst looking thing that LeBron James and his squad was wearing. I just prefer it, there's certain, I don't want to sound like one of those guys like, those get off my lawn kind of people, but I'm trying to keep an open mind with the sequel. But that first movie does hold a special place for me because I also watched it when I was like a kid. So I'll still watch it.
There's a new one. The trailer dropped yesterday, so if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. I mean, don't or do. I don't know where you or how you feel about them making a remake, but yeah, it's just weird, like the whole concept. So I'm with Goodfellas here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given. But and Black Widow, like obviously I'm gonna see it. Trailer or no trailer, that was going to be a watch on my watch list anyways. So yeah, man, it's that's my opinion on those two.
So before we get into the spec of the week, unless you have other news, do you have any other news you want to talk about?
Well, just to let you know that I don't fall asleep during your spec portion.
Oh shit! Okay.
I picked up this.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually a nice clean. It's actually a nice clean copy for a black cover. So.
Where did you find it?
Remember I told you how my LCS does those claim sales on Facebook?
Yes. Right.
So I actually was able to pick this up for like $8.
Dude, that's a pretty good deal, man.
It might be one or two spine ticks, but it's actually no, it's a very clean copy. So yeah, figured I know you'd probably be happy.
Anytime people message me, letting me know that they picked up or grabbed something that I talk about on spec, it's humbling. So yeah, man, I hope you like it. Like I said, when I drop the spec too, even if it doesn't pan out, I mean, it's a solid cover. I really enjoy the cover, and I'm not the biggest Captain America fan, so.
Yeah, listen. For the amount of shit we gave you for mispronouncing certain words, we still respect your spec game. So.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm just waiting to give spec that when I give it, people are like, "What? Like, really?" And then it just the train, the wheels fall off the train kind of thing. So hasn't happened yet. So we continue that. So like I said, before we get into the spec, let's talk a little bit about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Let's talk about it a little bit. We got some time. If you guys don't know, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. It's been what, 2 days? 2 days now. Let's talk about it. I said 2 weeks ago when last week's episode, last week. So it's been 2 weeks. Okay. Just doing the math. Yeah. Last week, I thought it was very interesting, the fact that there was one line in the show that stood out for me. And I said it. I literally said it to a few people. I went on 2 different shows and said it when I was asked about it. There was one line that I thought stood out to me. And if you go back to watch it, the dialogue just, unless you read between the lines or anything like that, I don't know. There was just something that I thought was brewing. But the line was, Sam and him are, going into that building.
Mm-hmm.
Sam says something, and then Bucky corrects him, and he goes, "White Wolf," because Sam was trying to make fun of him, and then he goes like, "Oh, what happened in Wakanda? They made you the whatever," and then Winter Soldier goes, "White Wolf."
Mm-hmm.
I'm the White Wolf, and I thought that was very interesting. I really did. Then you fast forward to Friday's episode, and who do we get at the end? We get the chick from Black Panther. I'm not even going to attempt her name.
What is it? Well, isn't her name only 3 letters? I can't even. It's like Koye or something, or
she's basically like she was the number 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Panther, right? She was always there. So yeah, that's the big spoiler at the end of the episode on Friday. She shows up. So again, we get another Black Panther tie-in. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Oh, I should probably put spoiler talk. Hold up. Keep talking.
Oh yeah, that's what it says. Yeah. So Falcon says, "Oh, you're the White Panther, huh?" And he goes, "No, White Wolf." So yeah, Hyper, you just put an S.
I know. I Okay, I just put Falcon spoiler talk. So maybe just highlight my comment, I guess, until.
Of course, absolutely. So yeah,
yeah, because look, this is a key example of Marvel will put out certain, and they did this with WandaVision, where they'll put out certain Easter eggs. That doesn't necessarily mean that it could actually allude to those characters appearing. There's several characters that they dropped. Like, I'll give you an example. The whole smiling tiger with Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
There is a character called Smiling Tiger, whose actual name is Conrad Mack. He's in, I think his first appearance was in New Warriors issue 19. And I was just checking on eBay just for fun, and I saw that issue getting picked up after that episode got aired. So the thing is, look, it was only a couple of books, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes Marvel will give a nod at certain characters in their library. That doesn't necessarily mean that those characters are going to pop up in the show. It was just kind of funny when I just saw all those new Warrior 19 issues fly off eBay the following day. And same thing with Selby, the person that they were meeting upstairs.
Yes. Yep.
So they did another gender swap. Like, they did the same thing with Flag Smasher, where they put a female a lead for the Flag Smasher, where in the comics it's a male lead, right? Yes. Selby in the comics is portrayed by a male, and in this case it was a female. So it's like, yeah, they do a little bit of creative changes here and there, but well, we know that Selby died right away. So that's so if people are specking on that character, that was gone. And the big one is probably the Power Broker.
Yeah, that's the big one here. Here's something that is very interesting. Is I was talking to somebody today, and I said, yeah, because we're talking about Winter Soldier, and he was like, yeah, I still think that this could happen. I still think this could happen. And I said, you're out of your mind. And he goes, well, what do you mean? And I go, that was the halfway. Like, it's only 6 episodes. Next week's is 4. That was that's the halfway. So we now basically know what we're dealing with. Now, will there be more Easter eggs? Will there be more surprises? Probably. If I was a betting man, I'd probably say yes. But here's the thing: we already have our story. We know what's going on. It's interesting to see these characters and this stuff from Black Panther show up. But like me, for example, I said, you know what, my wild card pick would be Thunderbolts and Red Hulk. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. There was people saying Omega Red. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen, right? I really do think 2 things that we're going to get from here on out is we're going to get some Black Panther stuff, maybe leading into what could be next for the Black Panther stuff, maybe.
That whole world of Wakanda or something that they're supposed to.
Yeah. And then the other thing that I think could happen is we see fuck that guy, U.S. agent.
Well, actually, you'll be happy to know, or actually, you might not be happy to know that the synopsis of episode 4, they're saying there's going to be a lot more emphasis on John Walker because he only got a little bit. He only got a little bit of airtime in this episode, like the past
And
episode.
he should. And here's something else that it was interesting with that episode too is when they're leaving the jail, right? Him and Hoskin or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me what John Agent whatever fuck that guy. That's what I'm calling him. Fuck that guy. What fuck that guy said was, hey, it doesn't matter if we go about it by the book. Remember that his partner said, well, we kind of need to go. And he goes, it doesn't matter if we go by the book. Mm-hmm. That right there, I think was, if you were to read a little bit more into it, that is not how Captain America did things. That is not how the shield is supposed to be seen. That is not the standards that shield holds. So right there, I thought, oh my God, like we're definitely getting a different John Walker here. Like this is different. So this could be where he maybe turns if there's a turn, like just something. I just kind of sensed it, and maybe it's just because I read into it too much. But I really just think that was interesting.
Well, you got to look at it from this perspective. Like in the last few episodes, he's got his ass handed to him by the Flag Smashers, and clearly because he's just a normal dude. He doesn't have like the same super serum like that Steve Rogers had. So it was a one-sided fight when he tried to take him on. No one seems to be giving him any respect.
No, I wouldn't either, man. Fuck that.
So you could tell, like, I mean, I don't want to start looking too far ahead, but you could see where things are heading. Like he's clearly in this point where he's getting frustrated, and he's gonna try to seek unconventional means to kind of get the one up. So you can, I mean, I don't know if I have to spell it out, but I mean, I think we know that where we're heading with we're probably gonna get US agent very soon.
Fuck that guy. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I don't know. Those are things that I kind of read a little too deep into. Just the Black Panther stuff 2 weeks ago, and now this. I don't know. I'm just. I'm not chasing any books from this. I'm not. I saw what WandaVision did to a lot of people, and I fell for it too. I'm trying to stay away from it when it comes to this show. So I'm just enjoying it right now, and that's pretty much it.
Here's my question. Sharon Carter seemed a bit worried when they kind of took off after. I don't think we've seen the last of her. So I don't know. I'm wondering if she has some ties to the power broker or something like that, because she seemed awfully concerned when.
Yeah. Well, remember at the episode, she gets in that car because she doesn't go with the other three. Yeah. And that person and that lady that's holding the car, she's like, "I'll tell you everything in the car."
Mm-hmm. So maybe she heard about what happened with the Flag Smashers and the supplies or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm hooked. It kind of sucks that, we're only going to have 3 more episodes. But then again, we've got Black Widow coming, Loki coming. So things are turning up. But yeah, I think they got so many things going on right now with the, John Walker stuff, the Flag Smashers, Zemo, and, the Power Broker, that I just don't think that there's going to be much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I do like that at least these first 3 episodes, because you only have 6 episodes, you don't have time to really do too much, I guess, setting up. You pretty much have to, be on go right from the jump. So I'm glad that these 3 episodes have been progressing very nicely. So so far, I have no issues with this show. It's been great so far.
So I always forget about the What If. The What If is coming out this summer too. Here's the thing though, like when it comes to spec, and we've talked about this I don't know, months ago. I remember talking about this in September. I remember talking about this in December. The thing with the What If is like, it's if you're getting in it for spec stuff, there's not really much, right? Because it is a what if, it's a one shot, one story, boom, and that's it. So it's not like the character. Let's take, for example, Sharon Carter as Captain America. It's just that one issue. That's it. So, it's not like you're going to see You know what I mean? Like just crazy stuff. So
Like what ifs, I would treat them almost like those store exclusives where they'll probably
yeah,
pop. They'll probably pop when those what if storylines, mirror the comics. But then give it a month or 2 months, and those prices will come back to where they should be. It's yeah, like you said, I don't see these what ifs having a lasting impact on the MCU. They're just meant to be more like fun diversions. Yeah.
it's yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Let's get into it. Are you ready? Do people still have their popcorn ready? Their beer's cold, I hope. Again, big shout out to the chat. Thanks for joining us. I know it's Easter, a lot of people hanging out with family and stuff like that. So, thank you guys for joining, and ladies. So yeah, let's get right into it. Newbie spec of the week, 4 books. Let's start off with book numero uno. And here we go. I just want to say something. When I usually do that, I always picture myself as a Joker, like Heath Ledger, where he goes, and here we go.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Vanna White.
Yeah, no, but nobody ever called me on it, or nobody ever like mentioned it. So I just, I'm putting it out there that when I do it, it's kind of like in respect to Heath Ledger and the Joker. So, Newbie spec of the week. Here we go. Boom. I'm a little upset because I was hoping to have this one with last week's, but again, if you guys remember the show, I messed it up. I said that I didn't save it or move it, so here it is. But this is Marvel Boy number 3, first cameo appearance of Exterminatrix.
Exterminatrix.
There we go.
Yeah.
America Chavez villain could heat up. We got to start looking at some of the villains that she could have. You got to understand that they're doing a lot of things with, America Chavez. So we got to start maybe looking at, say, villains, relationships, things like that. This is not a bad buy-in. Copies are selling anywhere between $2 and $5. You guys have heard me say this a long time. You find, in the States, you guys have $1 bills and things like that. You guys find them everywhere. You go in your closet. You might have one in your jacket. Here, we have toonies and loonies. You could find it in the couch, things like that. So you could basically, find this book out there. It's very cheap. You guys always hear me talk about the buy-in. The buy-in for this is super cheap. America Chavez is going to be the future along with other things. So again, if they ever do something like that, who's to say that this villain doesn't show up? Again, it's spec. So we take calculated risks here. They're guesses or things like that. We do a little bit of research. But this could be a book that definitely could see a little spike down the road. Yeah. I've seen a few copies out in the wild, not many, but again, my area is very, everybody goes to the same 3-4 shops, right? So around here, no, but I do know of people getting this book outside of my area and very cheap.
And this one, I think it's part of a 6-issue. This is the part of the 6-issue Marvel Boy miniseries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think even the set you could still find it cheap as well. I think I saw it once, like all 6 issues for like $20. So
that's not bad, man. Especially because you're getting number 1. You're getting the first appearance of Marvel Boy.
Yeah. Wait. Are you getting Marvel Boy, or are you just getting the character?
Well, you're getting Novar, right?
Novar. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. That's how I'm pronouncing it. That's how I'm saying it. I'm sticking to it. But yeah, again, like when you talk spec, sometimes, people want that cheap $1, $2 book that's going to turn it into like $500. Sometimes people forget that there's $300 books you can get right now that are going to turn into $1,000 books, right? It's just the way it works. Let's start off low. But yeah, this is definitely a book I would recommend grabbing simply because of the fact that I believe in America Chavez and I believe in Marvel Boy. I think that they have bright futures. Let's go classic line. Is this going to be $1,000 book? Because it seems like a lot of people always want to know that. If I had to guess, this is not $1,000 book right now or whenever. But do I see this book getting a buy-in of $2 to $5 and making a bit of money later down the road? Absolutely.
and it's a low risk. It's a low risk buy as well, right?
Yeah. And that's what we want. So
Yeah.
All right, Newbie spec of the week, book number 2. We've got Falcon number 4. This book is selling for $6 to $20. Look at who's on the cover.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Right. So again, I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate here.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, whatever. I don't even know if this is spec. I think maybe this is just like a hey, let's look at this book.
Yeah.
But it's Mephisto, right? It was brought up to me, and I apologize because I don't remember who kind of, showed me this book and said, hey, Newbie, you know what? Don't forget about this book because this could be something. But yeah, he's on there. I think it's very interesting to the point that maybe they meet, maybe, who knows? At the end of Winter Soldier, could they do this multiverse thing? Who knows, right? Nobody knows, but it is kind of interesting to see that there's a book out there with our boy Falcon, who is super hot right now, with the other guy that a lot of people are talking about, Mephisto, right? I know he's a running joke now.
Well, hold up. I'm actually more surprised that this is already a $20 book I'm guessing it's just the cover, I'm guessing that's selling it?
I think so, because I don't know anything about the book. There's no first appearances in it. There's no nothing.
Okay, interesting.
And we know that it's not the first cover appearance of Mephisto or anything like that. So those things are just, it's cool cover. It's, I think if you were to bought this book like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, I think it would be kind of cool, before the Winter Soldier show came. I think it would be kind of cool because, again, the running joke, everybody's talking about Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the longevity of this book, but,
you could probably find this. I could almost rest assured you could probably find this in a lot of stores back issue if you looked hard enough. Because I don't, like I said, until you showed me this cover, I wasn't even aware of this. I don't think this is like one of those wall books that people put. This is probably one of those books that you probably find in the bins if you're looking.
Yeah, it's crazy. But again, with everybody talking about Mephisto, maybe that's why it reached $20. But yeah, I guarantee you this book, if Mephisto or anything doesn't happen, which I don't think it'll happen, but once it's like confirmed, like show's over, boom, we didn't get Mephisto, I think you'll see this book like $1 to $5 max.
Hold up, Newbie, continue. I'm just gonna pull something from my box while you're continuing your spec.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I'm gonna go on to book number 3. Boom, 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 boom. So Newbie spec of the week, book number 3. Actually, there's a comment here. I want to dig in Newbie's LCS because I know there's a ton of books in the back issue bins that I want that he hasn't bought or ever will. Yeah, there's a few. Man, you got to come to Kitchener. I've already told you. You got to go to that warehouse. There's a lot of books there. And it's always changing, right? That's the beauty of our community and comics and things like that. Every week it seems like it's changing. So a book that you might have passed for $1 today will be a $20, $50, $100 book down the road, right? That's the beauty of it. So it's kind of cool. Just to fill the void, no 9.8s on eBay and none sold the last 90 days from what I can see. Okay, yeah. So Star Wars Fiend is taking on Sam's role. I don't even know if Sam has been with us today, but it's Easter, so it is what it is. Star Wars Fiend, thanks for doing that for us. Hidden Gem, I love that one of the bullets is just Mephisto. Yeah. That's just Faces saying that's what's just messed up about it or fucked up about it. $20 for what? Wait, do people really think they'll get Mephisto in the series? I think that's the whole point of this book, right? It's just the fact that you had both characters. So I don't necessarily think people think he's coming, but just a running joke, right? Tim, I'm going to go to Big B Niagara and dig. Tim, they don't have many bins there. So.
It's like Newbie could already tell you if they don't.
Yeah, I can already tell you, man. You can even ask key issues, but All right, let's go on to Newbie Spec of the Week, book number 3. We've got Incredible Hulk. Hyper, you're gonna have to help me out on the name, man.
What is this? Afghanistan? What is it?
Akhenaten?
Akhenaten.
Akhenaten, you know. So we
And
got.
the thing is, yeah, no one can make fun of us because I don't think anyone else. Look, obviously, someone might be able to school us in the chat because I'm not sure how to pronounce that name.
Yeah, so let's just call it Ak. Okay, let's say Ak. So yeah. Incredible Hulk 457. I think I'm gonna get burned with this. You know, like I think in order to make spec, you have to like at least know the name or have the name. So, but we've got Incredible Hulk 457, first appearance of Akhenaten.
Akhenaten.
Does anyone know who this is? Look at the tie-ins. So huge tie-ins with X-Men, Fantastic Four, Eternals, Constant Battles, things like that. I believe Thanos as well. Raw copies are selling anywhere between $2 and $15. No CGC books. Again, white cover. Who knows? Here's the thing that really stuck out for me when I was researching this. So when Ak, because that's what we're going to call him, received the power, he was supposed to use it to recruit others for the Celestial Order. Instead, he went forth and destroyed all of the gods and heroes of Earth. I started thinking, okay, maybe that could be, they don't necessarily have to follow the comic or the way it is, but it could be something that they do, especially when you look into all those tie-ins and things like that. Cheap buy-in, again. I don't know. Just a book that I'm kind of going for. Again, I'm not telling anybody to stack this book. Please don't stack this book. If you stack this book, the responsibility is on you. I will not reimburse you.
The fact that we can't even pronounce the guy that we're trying to spec on is
exactly. So,
how confident we are of this book.
So yeah, but this is definitely a book that if you find it in high grade and it's out there, I would definitely grab it. Because again, that whole who knows. Look at the tie-ins. You know, receives power, tries to get the Celestial Order, turns the other way. Could we see that maybe in Eternals? Who knows? We'll see. It's spec, it's a guess, but I'm pretty confident in this one. I'm looking for it. So,
and I mean, that's the whole thing with these spec things. I mean, if the answer is clear as day, that means everyone's already on it at that point. You want to kind of start, you know, I guess looking at the breadcrumbs and seeing where your conclusions, you know, go.
Yeah,
that's where you end up with books like this. You know, when because I'll be honest, I haven't even heard about this issue until you brought it up. So, like the minute like, you know, people start talking about an issue, and the minute like certain apps start bringing it up, at that point it's almost like you're kind of almost too late, because at that point everyone's already hip to the idea.
Yeah. So Tim is saying that it's pronounced Akhenaten.
Okay, we were close.
Akhenaten. Hey, I was close, man. Gotta understand, you know, Latin guy over here, you know, that Egyptian name, it's a little tough. But yeah, it's one of those books that, you know, has everything you're looking for in, say, a spec book or something like that. Again, $2 to $15 is not that expensive. There were a few on eBay. Star Wars Fiend is saying that there is a 9.6 CGC, and they're asking $40 for
it. Wow.
And Face is saying, I can't even fault you for messing that up. So the name. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. Okay. I know this one surprised a few people, but yeah, I was just kind of doing some research and reading through some of the tea leaves, I guess, as people say. And yeah, I just came across the tie-ins that this has, the possibilities. Like I said, it's just my own mind, my own opinion. But I just thought, you know what, this could be something. They could do something a certain way. And we'll find out. Again, I'm not telling anybody to stack this book up. I'm not telling anybody this is going to be $1,000 book. Just saying it's a book that I would probably be on the lookout for. That's all. Oh, Rodney, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Okay, and we've got a little announcement. Once we're done the spec, we got a little announcement to make. Actually, 2 things. So stay tuned. Okay. All right, next book. Now this one,
Well, I mean, this looks familiar.
I get. People are probably like, Newbie, what are you talking about, man? This is a $300 book. In some cases, 400. But X-Men 64, early X-Men, first appearance of Sunfire. So if you don't know, um,
I'm reading that second to last point. You know why I'm reading? You know why I'm laughing at that second to last point, right?
6.0 CGC copy sold for 300.
I wonder how you got that data.
So this is a minority character, of course, Asians. And here's why I bring it up. Raw copies are selling anywhere between 200 and 300. But a 6.0 CGC sold for $300. Now, Hyper has a good question.
I wonder how.
He knows that because that's how much I paid for mine. Actually, I paid a little less, but I rounded up and added all the stuff. Here's the thing, though. This is one of those books that even at $200 to $300, I still think that there's growth for this book, and that's why I'm putting it up. So it's not necessarily that it's spec; it's just the fact that it's one of those books that I think you should still jump on, especially if you don't know anything about the character. Because let's face it, a lot of people are picking up these X-Men keys, and you're looking at a lot of new people, especially people that are coming, in our community, whether they be young or just from, different ventures, whatever the case may be. They might not necessarily know who Sunfire is or the fact that this could be a big character. I believe this has got a lot of legs and a lot of potential. I really do. So that's why even at $300, I would still buy it because I do see a potential of possibly doubling the money. I mean, let's face it, we see how certain characters get. The important thing is you've got an Asian character, a minority character. That's huge, right? Like if the character was African American, Caucasian, whatever the case may be, Latino, but just the fact that it's, a minority, it's huge because they can deal with it. They can make things stand out. Style Collector, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. You're always tuning in. I really dig the support, man. 100%. Humbled. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm just interested to see, where this could go. I know talking to other people who own this book, they feel the same way. They've said like, hey man, even at $200, $300, this is still cheap because of the potential.
And the other thing is Sunfire is also part of another Marvel group called the Big Hero 6.
Yes.
So I know that people are kind of iffy about that spec because Disney has their own version of the Big Hero 6 where they put Baymax and they don't actually use Sunfire.
Yeah.
You never know.
Movies, man. One of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, it's still not the fact that he's in that team. I mean, he's kind of, it's not just X-Men also that he's a part of. So,
it's definitely a book I think is very slept on. I know I've talked about another X-Men book that I think is very slept on. I don't think the average collector would guess this book or the other X-Men book. I have the other X-Men book on next week's spec, so we'll see. But again, another book that I think even at the certain price point is still cheap, super cheap. So not necessarily spec as it is one of those books that I don't think people should sleep on, and the fact that it's one of those books that it's an investment, right?
Yeah. And you know what? For a 15 center, I still think $200-300 for a first appearance X-Men is still not a bad.
Yeah.
Bad, especially when you're looking at all these other, with Feige pretty much almost confirming that mutants are coming. You see that all these other mutant characters' first appearances are heating up because the market doesn't know who's actually going to be coming. So when there's a lot of question marks and ambiguity, people don't know where to put their money on. So you're just going to see a lot of mutant specs just heating up. Like if Feige was to kind of be more narrow in terms of saying, okay, these are the characters that are going to appear, in the mutants, buyers will be more focused on what they're going to buy. But because he kind of left it out for interpretation, a lot of these characters are probably going to be heating up.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the spec. Now, I will say we do have two.
I have a last minute spec. I know
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Last minute spec. Okay, let's hear it.
So, we know that Thundercats has been getting a lot of hype lately, with the movie announcement and all that.
Never heard of him. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so issue 1's been really heating up, like the first, second, and third prints. I didn't even know there was 3 prints of issue 1.
The Star is the one that you want to have, though. That's the first print. Yeah.
But it's getting to that price point where it is getting out of reach for some people. So yeah. I think we've said this several times on our show. You always want to look for the next best thing, right? And I had this discussion with Universe X, who I kind of he's another dude who I respect his spec game on. And if you see his IG, you could see the the kind of books that he pulls out. It's always fire. So we got to talking, and I was picking up these books, and I didn't realize that UniX was picking up the same books that I was picking up, and I was kind of wondering, like, why he was picking it up, and I realized we were both kind of on the same wavelength. So it's the Wildstorm series of Thundercats. Wildstorm is almost like the DC imprint. It was like a 6-issue miniseries that had an issue 0 and a source book. Because Marvel did their 24 issue of Thundercats, and then when they came to Wildstorm, they had several issues, but this 6-issue miniseries was the first one that came out. This might be one of those things where people might look to this series when the other one gets a bit priced out. I'm already seeing sets of this already selling for like $40, where like a few weeks ago it was like $20 or so for the 6 issues. So it is heating up.
That's the best thing, man. That's what happens. This is what happens.
And I was able to find these like a couple of weeks ago in the dollar bins. And I picked up a set for like $12. So I actually have 2 full sets already. And most people might not know this, but this issue 0 is actually a J. Scott Campbell cover. So to find a J. Scott Campbell cover in the dollar bin, you don't really find that very often. So, and this one, I'm already seeing a 9.8 sell for like over $100, $150.
Wow.
So definitely a series that you could you could probably find these in your back bins and in your dollar bins. That's where I found mine. So, like I said, there's 6 issues in the series. There's an issue 0 and there's a source book. And then they did other series after that, but these would be the 6 issues. I'll probably post it on my IG at some point. I think I posted. No, I actually did post it on my IG, so you could see my IG, and you'll see the 6 issues that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's not a bad pickup. Yeah, and Universe X knows what he's picking up. He's a solid dude.
Yeah, it was just funny because we were just messaging each other, and I'm like, it's like, so wait, why are you? I'm just curious, why are you picking it up? And then he told me his reason. I was like, oh shoot, okay, same reason that So it's.
Of course, Tiger got his for $5 each.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people doing it, but that's what you got to do sometimes. You have to look at what the next best thing is, right? So, all right, guys. Well, I got 2 announcements to make. And then we'll call it a night. I know a lot of people probably had a long day, work. If you were in my area, it was fucking, gorgeous out. So I know a lot of people were hanging outside, and it was Easter. So, so here we go. So this information is brought to you by our group, mostly, Phase, Hyper, and Keys. So you guys remember when MF Doom passed away? Right? Yeah. Unfortunate, obviously, I'm not, death happens, but, it was very unfortunate. He was, do I say icon? I don't know. He was just, I didn't really listen to his music or anything like that. But once he passed away, a lot of comics that had covers of him or, just something familiar really went up in price, right? They happened. Unfortunately, we have issues with another, I would say icon, in the rap game.
That's a fair.
Yeah, huge, right? But I'm talking about DMX. If you haven't heard, DMX like OD'd. He hasn't passed away yet, but People close to the situation are saying that it's not looking good. So whatever happens, um, again, it's unfortunate, but there will be some DMX books and things like that out there that maybe I would keep, like those hip hop variants, I would keep out, or I would keep an eye out for. Just to, it's probably going to be one of those that goes down in history, especially if you're a DMX fan and you're a comic fan. But again, if you're also looking at it from a flip side, I mean, if something were to happen, history repeats itself. It happened for him, but you got to think of how big DMX was. I know some of the younger people might not agree. They might be like, who is DMX? But for people, in our age group of, 26 to 45, you know who DMX is. So something to be on the lookout for. Again,
I mean, like obviously, look, like right now we're just thinking worst case scenario, but obviously we're hoping that he pulls through.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's a scary. It's like like you said, it's like one of those guys. Like I've been listening to DMX since like back in high school. So, and then it's like your heroes are kind of like, over the years you find your heroes pass away. I'm not saying that I'm not writing off DMX. I'm just saying like we're at that point where this is what it's coming down to. I just really hope that we don't like look. Let's just say like what you just mentioned. If shit goes up, I really hope that people don't profit off this too much, like they did with the whole Chadwick Boseman situation and all that. I was really not a fan of how. Look, I understand if you're a fan and you want to keep it, but I was more upset about those people that were trying to, I guess, flip those. Remember those photo variants of the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, as a buyer, I understand you want to keep it for your collection, but in good conscience, I can't see how people can just profit off that and sleep well at night. Especially
I was more so coming from the angle of, and I even said it, right? Like if like it's more of an angle of like keep it because it's probably going to go down as one of those iconic covers or something, right? So yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those. It's like the same reason like people picked up that Tupac hip hop because Tupac, like even for me and for a lot of people, Tupac was like considered like an icon. So people picked up those his hip hop homage covers. But yeah, it's like, I mean, for the flippers, I mean, just take a break on these things. Like like draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. So hopefully it pulls through. Iconic. But yeah, we also got to remember, everybody's getting older. I mean, I start thinking, I'm like, oh my God, how can you be, having these issues? And then I think to myself, I'm like, oh wow, I'm also not 20 anymore. I'm 33. So yeah, but yeah, listen. I was just coming more so from the angle of hold on to them, if they're out there, because DMX, believe it or not, is an icon. I mean. Great songs, in a lot of movies. Not the greatest movies, but he was always kicking ass and things like that. So hopefully it pulls through. But again, yeah, if you guys see those books out there,
yeah, I liked him in Romeo Must Die. I don't know if you saw the movie. Yeah,
X gonna give it to you. Yeah, there was a lot. There was like Romeo,
Cradle to the Grave. Yeah, that was with him and I think it was him and Jet Li. Yeah,
Jet Li. What's the one? Oh, Exit Wounds with.
No, sorry, him and Jet Li was Romeo Must Die.
Yeah. Steven
Seagal that he did.
Yeah, that's Exit Wounds. Yeah, so there's a lot of them, but yeah, just be on the lookout for it. Slippin', yeah, one of my favorite songs he did. He had a lot of songs. All right. Before we get into the last announcement, Hyper, where can we find you on YouTube? What's going on with your channel? What's going on with your Instagram? Let us know.
I almost feel like this is the portion where I should just have like a clip just to play back what I say every other episode because it seems like nothing changes. Yeah, listen, it's hyper.combo.comics on my IG. My YouTube link is there. For those of you that have been following this channel, you know what I'm going to say next. I only have 2 videos on my YouTube channel so far. I will look the day that I put out the 3rd video, it's going to be a celebration. But so far, I only have 2 videos on my YouTube channel. Me and Face are still working on another offshoot show. We'll let you know when that comes out. And the other thing that's going on, I think Newbie, you'll probably announce it for both of us, right? That's coming this Friday.
Yes. Yeah. So I can.
So,
Yeah. Speaking of Face, make sure you guys go sub him up, check his stuff out. He's got some work and some projects going on, like Hyper said, with him, as well as Mr. Key Issues. So make sure you guys go check him out. He was working this evening, so that's why he's not with us. But he's in the chat, so I think he's on break or something. I don't know. Maybe he was just sick of us and just didn't want to hang out. Also, please make sure you guys go tune in. Again, this is before we give you guys one last announcement. Please make sure you guys go tune into Mr. Key Issues. The man works at like 3 a.m., so I don't blame him for not showing up. He will be doing some stuff further along. I know he's got a few things going on, a few projects outside of the comic world. So yeah, so he'll be with us. But nevertheless, guys, go make sure you guys go check his Instagram and his YouTube channel out. Big time, big things, fun guy. So yeah, make sure you guys go sub him up. I've got a video dropping tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, somewhere around there. Today, tomorrow, or Wednesday, I will be dropping a video, maybe 2. Speaking of Tuesday, so we've got some work complications. So what we're going to be doing, instead of going live Tuesday like we normally do, we will be going live tomorrow for Keep, Sell, Buy. So
yep.
It is that time of the month where we talk about Keep, Sell, Buy. So we will be doing the show tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be myself, Hyper, and Mr. FaceTime. So please tune in for that. So Keep, Sell, Buy. You guys know what it is. I believe we got about 18 to 20 books that we're going to be talking about. So stay tuned for that. I love when the chat gets involved, has questions, has things to say about the books. It's always very interesting. So basically, we got 18 books that we're going to be talking about. It's going to be a fun segment. So tomorrow, again, it's going to be switched from Tuesday to tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's the show. You guys know where to find me. I always tell you guys, keep searching and searching for those books. They're out there.
Hold on. Wait. Hold up. You forgot Friday. That's what leaving you for the Friday portion.
Shoot. Friday.
We already got to start promoting it now so people know.
Friday, guys, it's already been 2 weeks. So Hyper is going to be defending his championship comic title on Tony Sanders, a.k.a. the Tones channel, the same channel that we were on 2 weeks ago. I will be defending my world heavyweight comic hunt champion of the world title, okay, against Dustin from Two Brothers. So please make sure you guys go make sure you guys go and vote for us. It's going to be pretty fun like last time, but votes count. So I'll tell you guys this right now. Last time I pulled out a Giant Size X-Men and a Hulk 181. I'm probably not going to be pulling that stuff out. So the votes are needed. So make sure you guys just go and vote. Vote Newbie. Vote Hyper. That's all we ask. Okay?
And Dan, I won't be able to pull out a Tales of Suspense because my title, I can't pull out any big boy books. That's more on Newbie's title. I'm only allowed to show like filler books, minor keys, and variants. So unfortunately, I can't bring out the big guns.
Yeah, Tim. Keep, Sell, Buy has some we got some DC books. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. So yeah. I'm going to let Hyper borrow my. No, you can send it to me. Dan, you send it to me.
Actually, I think Newbie would benefit more from that Tales of Suspense than I would. I'd get this.
Face barely knows the name of the title he holds. Classic Newbie. I think I'm the world heavyweight comic hunt champion of the world. I don't know.
Newbie is doing his title so proud and the lineage. He's like, I'm defending this title, which I have no. If
I can win it, twice. That's dope. So
then I thought you were gonna say if you can win it twice in a row, then you'll start learning the name.
Probably, yeah. So you guys will be tuned in for that. We'll be putting we'll be putting where to find us on Friday's channel. So hopefully everybody can come, tune in, have fun, support myself and Hyper. So definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Hyper messed up my, sign off, but like I always do, search for those books because they're out there.
Peace.